Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Untitled Chapter, this time with another Warframe video. Now, in the previous video, I said I was going to talk about my ideas about why Warframe is doing what it's doing, especially in the late years. So this is my little conspiracy theory, if you like to call it. So, what's the word we most associate with Warframe, and people that play or don't play the game more associate with Warframe? It's grind. Grind frame is the meme that Warframe is known about, for everything that you have in the game, you have to grind for it. And, to a certain extent, we accept it, and people accept it, and players accept it, and the devs do it because, it's a free to play. You have to get people to play, to spend your money and your time on it to really build up the game and the brand. But in late months, and I mean months, since probably the Kuva Leeches up till now, the words that are coming out more and more is burnout, is overgrind. The Kuva Leeches, for instance, have that thing where you get the Kuva weapon and then you build it up, and then you have to build it up 5 times to get the max rank. You have to put 5 from it. So that's kind of post grind. That's kind of overgrind. It's not just to get the objective. To the objective to be valid, you have to do it. You have to do this little extra thing. So many YouTubers, many streamers, and myself included, we can get our friends to play it. I personally can't get my brother to play it. He plays Destiny and Division, and in the middle of those, he started playing Warframe, but then it was just too much. Really, it was just too much for him to get to my level. My level is Master Rank 27. He's like Master Rank 6. So for him to get my level, it'll be a ton of time and grind just for us to enjoy the game together, instead of me just carrying him all the time. I can get my friends and family to play it, and I now can't even recommend it. And a lot of other people have said the same. You can't recommend the game as is, because the amount of work that will be necessary just to enjoy the finer things in the game is just too much. Me and other veteran players, I've been playing this for, I don't know, my god, it's the 7th anniversary, so I've been playing like for 6 years, 5-6 years, right about that. And I'm too invested in it. I want to see where the story goes now with the last chapter, or the new war, the end of the episode, or something like they're calling it. And also I want to get to see what Mastery Rank 30 is, or what comes with it. But from other people who are just starting in the game, or just coming into the game, I can't really recommend it. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I know DE is a community-driven company. They try to make the best. I think they are friendly persons for the most part. I only know them from the TV, so it counts for what it counts. I never met them in person. I think they're nice persons, and it's a free to play, so they're not charging us anything for it. We're just enjoying what it's there. But it's like a all-you-can-eat buffet. You just go in and eat whatever you want. But when they put garbage for us to eat, and I'm specifically talking about the Kuva Leeches and Wreckjack, it's like they're forcing us to eat it just because we're, dedicated customers, and I don't like that. I don't like that my attention and my enjoyment of the game gets taken advantage like that. So I'm at that point where I'm playing less and less Warframe. I'm dedicating myself to other free-to-play that are really just free-to-play as a casual experience, as a time way to fill in your hours, fill in your time, and just get some cool rewards, get some funny rewards. So I'm talking about Dauntless, which is completely different from Warframe, but I kind of don't have that weight on my shoulder that I have to do this and do that. The game has very little objectives, very little stuff to do, but you can do it at your own rhythm and your own time, so it's fine by me. Now, when I was doing the previous videos about the Kuva Leeches and Wreckjack and about Mainland, I was searching the web for stats about Warframe, about what was going on in there, and I came upon some interesting ones. Now, Steam Charts says that the game is doing fine. It's been decreasing since last year, since beginning of 2019. I think at the time I had like 100,000 concurrent players. Now it went down to 50,000. Now it's up again to 70,000. So those ups and downs, those bouncing numbers is nothing surprising for any game. That's just the way it works. But one of the data that I found really caught my eye, which is the average time the players play Warframe. On a daily basis, they play about 30 minutes a day. On a weekly basis, they play about 5 hours. And that's really saying a lot about the game. You know, I get it that most people just go in and, you know, fight the Eidolon and get out, others do the city and get out, others go and have, you know, open relics and then get out. But what seems to be happening is that there, no matter how many different modes they add to the game, people just go in to do those specific little things, then they get out. There's no way people get in and just stay. I am one of those people that at my peak time at Warframe, I spent one time. It was only one time, but I spent 8 hours playing, and I played like 2 to 3 hours every day. I had no problem because I went in. There was limited things to do, so I went in. I did those things. So the islands. Then I just stayed there opening relics, and that was it. I mean, I was fine with that little, you know, a little environment. Warframe seemed like that cafe that, you know, you get your friends. It's not a very popular cafe, but it's just on the right place at the right time, and you go there and you hang out with your mates and you have fun, and you really don't see the hours passing. Now you see the hours passing. I mean, a YouTuber even did a video about the Kuva Leeches saying, "Oh, you can get a good weapon in 3 hours." I mean, the metric now for Warframe is hours in game. That's it. It's not how many players that you have in. They have in because they on that department there, I think they're fine, but they don't have a lot of players playing a lot of time. And if you remember, that's what investors want now. I remember when YouTube was starting, where the only metric that they used was views. I mean, if you had views, that was fine. Then it was views and likes. Then it was views and likes and followers. Then it was views and likes and followers and hours viewed from the video. And now they're trying to stretch even that, but that's also another subject. So, you know, the real metric for games now that investors want is how many hours are people playing. So you gotta do one or two things. How do you have a lot of people playing, which is the case of Fortnite, or do you have a reduced number of people playing, but playing for long hours? And this is what they're doing. This is a trend that I've been seeing, and this is the part of a conspiracy. This is just me speculation on the data that I have, that what Warframe is trying now from the past, I don't know, 2 years, maybe last year and this year, or maybe 2 years before, is especially with also with Nightwave and that, which I enjoy. I'll say right now, I enjoy it. But what they really want is people playing the game for hours and hours. That's why when they introduced the Kuva Leeches and the Kuva weapons, they installed this incredible wheel of grind plus RNG plus RNG. You know, you get the mermaids, get the Wreckjack, get the mods. Do this tic-tac-toe against the Kuva, and then you get the weapon, and then you go and you put 4 minutes. That's just too much. And also with Railjack, you know, Railjack, any element in Warframe would just, you know, get the thing, build it, put mods, and use it. This is not the way it works. You know, you have to build it, you have to be repairing it, you have to get better parts, then you have to get the mods, and then you have to build the mods and the space for the mods. You know, that's the slots. You have to build up the slots. And, you know, they're just adding more and more and more of these little gimmicks just to get you in the game, just so you spend more and more time in the game. And the people are suffering from it. The people are suffering from it. The players are suffering. The game is suffering from it. And, you know, the game has 7 years now. Allegedly, the entire episode ends this year. Maybe Master Rank also closes this year. So it's a very important year for Warframe. I've been saying this from the beginning. 2020 is a very important year for Warframe, especially because of what it did in 2019. So I have no idea how they're going to fix this. I have no idea how it should be fixed. But, you know, it's a very important year for Warframe. And from my perspective, I won't say it's circling the drain, but it's certainly going in a direction that I don't like. Be it conspiracy or not, there's definitely something working against the overall consensus of the community. I mean, just remember how long it took for us to have, you know, not a universal vacuum, but something like that, or like I said, the world cycles on the app, or just have, you know, the ability to put 2 mods on the Sentinel and on your Warframe. So, you know, this struggle, this tide against us. That I think that we all live together. I think we should all work for a common goal. But I do think that something from the digital extreme side is pushing us back, or it's holding the game back. The game could be a whole lot better, a whole lot fun, a whole lot more entertaining than it used to be, than it is right now, or maybe like it used to be. Especially after the that incremental of players that they have and money. Oh, I'm sure more money they did after Destiny 2 failure. So Destiny 2 failed. So I really can't put my finger on it. What I do feel is that they're trying to overgrind us. They're trying to put us just spending hours in the game just to be in the game. We're not really doing anything. Like for instance, Railjack is just Railjack for Railjack. Yeah, I just hope whatever it is, it gets fixed, and we all can just happily play a game that we all love. I mean, they did it. They develop because they love it. We play it because we love it. So let's try and make this year the best one for everyone, especially because it'll be the end of a great era for Warframe. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. I'm sorry if I started out like I was rambling for a little while, but yeah, it's just it's 5 years from my life, so it's important. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe. And as always, always have a great game, guys.